Hello, this is LEGO Collectible Minifigures Series 8 from the year 2012. The first figure on the collection sheet is this evil robot, although I have to question whether a robot could ever be truly evil when it's just following its programming. Perhaps this one has become self-aware and developed its own true artificial intelligence, and now it is truly evil. Gunmetal color for the bucket-style classic sci-fi headpiece. Gunmetal color also for the ray gun piece, with a little lightsaber blade coming out of it. Got that specialized arm piece, and the hand that was used most famously in Exoforce. It can be turned around, kind of makes it look like it has a long wrist there. There's also printing on the regular style of minifig head underneath, but only on the front. That's actually pretty cool. This is the Conquistador, and the helmet and chest armor pieces are actually tan. And then they are just spray painted over pretty thoroughly from all sides except directly underneath. So everything that you see here is covered with that nice gold color that I like very much. And the legs are molded in light bluish gray. And they've done a good job of printing the dark red color around the sides. Does not come around the back, of course. Got some printing on the hips there, but if you take all this off, there's nothing printed on the torso. And I think that's fine because the armor looks best. This here is Leather Pants Guy, or you can call him Lederhosen Guy. Came with that beloved pretzel piece there. Very collectible, very desirable. I really like the printing on the torso of this one, more so than the pants. And the hips had some printing as well to kind of combine everything together. No print on the back here and no alternate face, but a pretty good looking figure for what it is. Next up is the cowgirl. I really like the face print on this one and also the torso print. It has that pretty distinct looking pattern with the light aqua going through it that makes it very recognizable if you look at a whole pile of different torsos together. The hair and hat is all molded together. It's actually one piece of white plastic, and they just printed that lighter brown color. It's actually a nougat or medium dark flesh color over that, and there's just a little bit more to see with the face print. With the eyebrows are a little bit more obvious when you take off the hat, and the hat also has a print on it for the star on the front with a couple of metallics there, gold and silver. Here's an American football guy who also has a trophy, and his jersey has a print on it, but there's no print on the torso underneath that. Doesn't really need to be. Print on the back as well. You can raise up the face guard there. It's just on the standard style of helmet piece, and that's all there is to see for his face. He is definitely pretty serious. The diver here looks so excited. His expression is really exaggerated by the use of a lens for the viewport on his helmet there. If I'm not mistaken, that lens is the exact same piece that they had made for quite some time in magnifying glass pieces. It's actually molded in there in the magnifying glass. It's all inside the black plastic, but here they just put it into where you could kind of see it, see how it's just embedded from the outside. So that's a pretty cool effect, and if you take that off, you can see that his face is just normal size, but still very excited. You know, he's really enjoying the exploration that he's doing. That looks really cool. He's got his spear gun there, and they do include a couple of 1x1 plates that are used to make him taller, but the real intent there is for those to look like those old diving boots that would have lead inside of them. And there's just a little bit more torso print to be seen on the back. The downhill skier here came with a full set of accessories with the two ski poles that are currently held in one hand and the two skis themselves, and I will show you what this looks like with those all in their normal configuration. Just wanted to show you the rest of the figure and how those accessories can be held. There's nothing else to be seen for the face if you take the hair off. And there's what she looks like fully set up and actually in action. This one was called Businessman, and he has some retro styling from the early part of the 20th century. Exclusive printed tile piece for the City Financial News there. A fairly simple torso print on this one, and also a fairly simple face. I especially like the hat, how they've gotten the band of glossy area down around the base of it, and the rest of it is fairly satin in its finish. So a couple of different textures there, and just to make sure you can see that he does have two different eyebrows, and you really do see a different expression on his face, in my opinion, if you take the hat off. The fairy is very brightly colored, with the light aqua colored torso and hips, and the light spring green colored skirt piece that's cloth that you fold around. Also has the light blue colored wings, which are a little bit translucent here, so you can see that there's just a little bit of kind of frostiness to it, so it's not completely crystal clear. Looks pretty nice, and a good facial expression on this one. The only question that I have about this one is why the top of the dress appears to be a little bit tattered. Well, Santa is Santa, and here he is now with his short bushy beard and white gloved hands. He actually does have a face under there, so you can pull his beard off, but of course you have to take the head off first. But beneath his cap, you can see just a little bit more of his fuzzy eyebrows. And look at that. If you take the facial hair off, there's no facial hair to match underneath. This is a rubber piece as well, not plastic. Here's the vampire bat, molded mostly in black and with mostly gray print. What's most interesting to me on this one is that it also has black print applied to it, which gives just a little bit more definition and outline to the lighter gray prints that are put on there. So you can see all around the outside here, just a slightly darker color, and also the print ends up being just a little bit glossy compared to the kind of satin finish of the body pieces themselves. Got a little bit of gray coming into the ears as well to show a little bit of the just different colored fur there. And the shaping of that headpiece was very nice, but there's no print to be seen around the back, and there's no alternate face on this head. Introducing next, the DJ, who had headphones built into his hairpiece. It's actually all one piece there. It's all molded in black, and they just added the bright silver color as a print or a paint over the top of that. Also came with a single vinyl there, which is a printed tile piece, and this other printed tile piece, so a nice collection of accessories. This represents the cover for the radio, and he had print for the hips and for the legs a little bit as well, and nothing else to be seen on the back of this one. Here's the red cheerleader, who distinguishes herself from the first cheerleader with the color scheme, which goes right into the name. Pretty obvious. A very similar treatment here, and using the exact same pom-pom pieces that to me look a little bit better. Printed in red, just looks a little bit more distinct with the red parts of it on the top. No printing on the back of this one, no alternate face. The print on the legs goes around the sides to show skin showing for the legs beneath the skirt. To be or not to be the actor. This is simply called the actor, the figure, and I think that the printing on this one is pretty phenomenal. It is so finely detailed, especially going down the center, and they lined things up very nicely between the print on the torso and the print on the hip piece. I believe this is the first one that I personally recall seeing that had that style of printing, or that sort of strategy undertaken with horizontal printing going into the hip piece there to kind of complete the shirt or upper clothing piece. And this just has the standard skeleton used there. Nice ruffling around the neck, and that's a separate piece, of course. Just a very well done thing, I think. The pirate captain here got his golden hook hand, a brown peg leg, and a very nice printed hat piece. Very well distinguished. Got the nice bright white plume that stands out quite a bit. I think that actually looks significantly better and more modern as soon as you put a print on it, and this one is done, you know, with a semi-comic style, but not as comic as some of the skull and crossbone emblems that they've used. And there's a lot going on with the face as well. Multiple colors used in there, and you know, different types of things that are approximated with a little bit of shading and a little bit of wrinkling around the the brow and different types of facial hair. He's got the gap in his teeth and everything. Yeah, a lot going on with this one. And a pretty good print for the front of the torso as well. As you saw, nothing to be seen on the back though. Last up is the alien villainess. And you can tell it's a villainess, that's a female character, because it has the lipstick and mascara. You could look at that and say, really, Lego? Really? Does everything female have to have mascara and lipstick? I just look at it and see it as being very, very silly. I think it's very silly and very self-aware that they put that in there. Just seems comical to me. Silver color for the ray gun piece here, and this obviously would fit in very well with the Alien Conquest theme. Certainly seems to be from one of those species from that theme. The head is done with 3 pieces. So the top is the brain piece, which actually fits on from the top, and you can see there's a minifig, a standard style and size and shape and everything of minifig head beneath that, and that's just done in a magenta color, and that actually goes over the actual alien head piece itself, which can be just spun around so you can see how that's connected there. And there's no print to be seen on the back. There's no print on the minifig head piece itself. The cape is done with 2 pieces of kind of a papery cloth, so the upper piece, the collar, is its own thing. So, what do you think of the series on the whole? And do you have a favorite character here? I'm very surprised with my own personal favorite. I actually think that the actor, the Shakespearean actor, is the best done character here. Just, it impresses me so much with the printing on that torso and how it connects into the hips. If that one wasn't there, though, I would definitely go with the DJ just because I liked the accessories that he came with. And also, I like that torso print. Those are just my favorites though. Please do share your favorite in a comment down below. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you'll come back to check out more of my videos because more are on the way very soon. Catch you later.